to YouTube Tuesday with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. Hello, hello. Hope you're having a great start to your week. I have some fun projects for you today. I thought we'd do something a little different. So rather than make cards today, I'm going to show you some fun ideas for party favors, for treat packaging. And we are going to be featuring a bumblebee theme today. So I will be using Stampin' Up's Be Mine Designer Series paper, as well as the coordinating stamp set and punch. And I'm even going to pull in the Fluffiest Friends bundle because, of course, this little bear with the honey pot coordinates really, really well with these. All right, so we are going to do a fun pillow box. I'm also going to show you how to make a treat topper for little honey stick candies. And we're going to do a bag tag, and I'm even going to show you how to do a one sheet wonder bag. All right, how to make a cute little gift bag out of one sheet of designer series paper. Hi, Kathy. Hello, hello. All right, so I think you guys are really going to enjoy this video. Make sure you save it to your favorites. Oh, there goes Miss Ziggy. Yes, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So stick around. You're going to enjoy these projects. I've got a lot to share, so let's flip the camera and we'll get started. Alrighty. It is a beautiful day here in New York. We've actually had a nice couple of days. The sky cleared, the sun came out, and we've really been enjoying having some sunshine, even though it has been a bit chilly, but overall quite nice. So, here we go. Forgot my catalog here. So the products I'm going to be using are featured on page 9 of the Stampin' Up! Spring 2024 mini catalog, featuring the Be Mine collection. We're going to use a few sheets of the designer series paper. Of course, I love these little epoxy hearts and flowers. I'm going to show you fun packaging here for the pillow boxes, and yeah, I think we're gonna have fun. So let's start out with the pillow box first. The pillow boxes, they're called the square pillow boxes. These come in a package of 10, so it's great. So if you are making party favors, then this is a fun idea, and it's a good value at 10 of the pillow boxes for $8. Okay, so lots of fun. I do want to remind you guys I have my host code here for February, DZRHKXE7. So if you place an order through my online store, of course the links are in the video description, then that helps associate your order with me, and that helps me be able to provide these videos for you. All right, so these treat boxes, they are, one side is more of a flat white, the other side is a bit glossy. They are food safe. Okay, so yes, it even says right here on the packaging, food safe. So you could put, you know, cookies or candies or something in here. I'm going to use the, okay, so I'm gonna put the glossy side down. The glossy side is the side that does not have the adhesive. The adhesive is already on these two panels. That is all you need. Okay, and so I'm going to do my stamping on the flat side first, and we are going to use, of course, the Be Mine stamp set. And the first thing we're going to do is stamp a little honeycomb onto our pillow box here with some Daffodil Delight ink. All right, so we're going to stamp our little honeycomb randomly all over our pillow box. I am doing it somewhat symmetrical, just so that I make sure I have even coverage here all over. All right, I'm not going to stamp on these two panels where the adhesive goes. All right, no sense in doing that. The adhesive sticker is going to peel off anyways. Excuse me. Okay. So that's all we need is the little honeycomb stamping here on our pillow box. And then I'm going to take one of my blending brushes. You could use the large or the small. I just happen to use a small one here for my yellows. And we're going to blend, get that all inked up, and then we're going to just randomly start blending this daffodil ink over top of our pillow box. All right, if you go around the edges a little bit, then you pick up a little bit more of that yellow. All right, you can make it as dark or as light. I kind of like to have a little bit of white spot. Just kind of blend this in nice and creamy honey color here. All right, so that's all we have to do to get our pillow box started. All right, let's move our yellow inks out of the way for now before we stick our arm in them. Of course, inky hands are the sign of a good stamper, but all right, so next thing you're gonna do is you're going to start folding along those score lines. All of the score lines are already in here, but you do gently want to press along those score lines just to start to get the shape in here. Okay, and do watch around these the intersecting points, because this is a stiffer, heavier duty grade paper there. So you do want to be real gentle as you burnish those fold lines, okay? All right, and once you've got it, you're going to bring it together here. All right, we'll remove the little label. This is what I love. I love that the adhesive is already on here. Okay, you're gonna fold this up. You're gonna do one side at a time and bring that first one right over. All right, bring it right over and pinch it tight. All right, nice and secure. And then come over to the other side and you're going to do the same thing. All right, put that panel right down on the sticky adhesive and then pinch it tight. So you end up with this cute little box. You can start to see it take shape here. And for my bee theme, I ordered some bumblebee socks. Are these not the cutest little thing? They came in a little assortment of different patterns. There was 5 different patterns of socks per pack. I did order them on Amazon. They're little adult women's fashion socks. But it was fun to have a little assortment there. So I just folded these over and tucked them inside the box. Of course, if you wanted to keep it the bee themed, you could do bit of honeys, the little candies. You could put some Teddy Grahams in there. Of course, keeping kind of with the honey theme. Lots of different ideas, but I did little socks. All right, and then you're going to gently fold one end over, and then your other end goes over the top. All right, just pinch it. It is nice and secure. Really, it's not gonna pop open. All right, you could leave it just like that. I'm gonna show you how I finished these off. I used some of the Sweet Sorbet ribbon from the Be Mine collection, and I held a little tail up here at the top, and then I'm gonna wrap it around. Okay, and then I'm gonna do just one knot and then leave the top one a little bit loose, because you do want your recipient to be able to open this without having to tear it apart. So just a loose knot here on the top. All right, then we'll trim off our ribbon end here. All right, so that looks kind of cute. It also indicates that that is the top. All right, it's got a little finger grip there. All right, and then the next thing, of course, we want to put a little bumblebee on here, do a little decorative panel. So what I used is from the Be Mine papers. I used this little floral pattern. Okay, it's got cute little flower bouquets. The backside is just stripes, so I didn't feel bad cutting into this. All right, but I used the floral pattern and I die cut some circles. I used the new Everyday Essentials dies. All right, the dies for this are really cool. They've got little circle patterns, so not exactly a stitching. They've got one that it has the stitching, but they give us this neat little polka dot, little dotted effect. Hi, Wendy. Hello. And I thought these were really cool. Of course, you are gonna have to use your die brush or the brush end of your take your pick tool to get all those little dots out. But I thought the effect was pretty cool because this is what it comes out. All right, it's super cute. So rather than a stitching, you've got this cute little dotted design around the outside. Okay, so that will be this is going to go on the front here. I'm just going to use a couple of dimensionals for that. I'm going to put one on each side of my circle, just to hug that, go on either side of the ribbon here. Okay, so make sure your flowers are facing up. You've got your dimensionals, and that's going to fit right on the center of our pillow box there. Hi, Nessa. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. All right, so it's starting to take shape. It looks pretty cute. We've got, of course, our honeycomb on our box. We've got the flowers, and of course, we need something for the bee. So I use the smallest here of my stitched, the stylish shapes stitched circle here for a little white label for my sentiment. All right, I'm gonna pop this back in my case here so I don't lose that little die. All right, so we got that. So our sentiment, a couple will fit actually on that smallest shape. The You Make My Heart Buzz fits, as well as the Love You. All right, so you could use whatever you want on here. Maybe I'll go with the Love You for this one. And I'm gonna stamp that in some tuxedo black Memento ink for this particular project. Just need to find my block here that's got my little bee antennas on it. All right, so we're gonna ink up my sentiment, stamp that here in my circle. Okay. All right, this I'm going to, you could pop this up. I'm gonna glue this one flat, and then we'll use the dimensionals for our bee. All right, let's see here. My craft supplies have spread all over, so I'm gonna grab my stamp and seal here. Yes, don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you for reminding everybody, Wendy. I appreciate that. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right, so we got a cute little spot. We just need a bee. Good thing we have we got 2 whole sheets. All right, there's 12 sheets in this paper pack. It's a 12 by 12 pack. The back side is this daffodil gingham, and I've got a whole sheet of bumblebees here. So they're really cute, and they're fairly easy to fussy cut. So I'm just going to pick one out. It's easiest to just go all the way around the bee and pick out which one you want first. Okay. And then start it as a little stinger. All right. And then we'll just do a little fussy cutting. Now you could stamp your bee on white and use the punch, but I wanted something a little bit smaller. And of course, it's nice to take advantage of the pre-printed bees here in the Designer Series paper pack. Now, if you are wondering, or if you head over to my online store right now, here in North America, you will see that the Bumblebee paper is actually currently out of stock. Stampin' Up! Has done really well this catalog release. Everything has pretty much been in stock. And then, of course, just recently, things have started selling out. They are expecting another shipment of the bee paper in next Monday, February 12th. So if you want to get your hands on some and you waited this long, then wait a couple more days and you can order it on Monday the 12th. The same thing for the perennial lavender paper. That will also be back in stock on the 12th. Okay, so we've got our adorable little bumblebee, And it's just needs a little dimensional on his bee body here. And then check that out. We'll put that right over here on our pillow box. And we have the cutest little tree ever. Of course, we tied a loose knot on the top so you can pop that open and check out the fun little bumblebee socks that we put inside, or whatever treats that you've got. But this is the first of our party favors. All right, so make a great gift for anybody. Hostess party favors, little treats, just to show somebody you love them. Just to show your friend you care. This is one of the other ones that I had done with a different bee from the paper, and this shows that the "You Make My Heart Buzz" sentiment also fits on there. Okay, so a couple options for our treat boxes. All right, so I said we're gonna do a whole bunch of party favors. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to make a cute little beehive topper for some honey sticks, or these package is called honey straws. Yes, they would be great for baby showers, kids parties. I just held a Creative Cardiology Team event this past weekend, and I made party favors for my team, and the ladies really seemed to enjoy them. So here in New York, I call these honey sticks, and actually usually I would go, we have a local beekeeper who we call the honey man. He lives out in the rurals, so it's a bit of a drive to get out there, but I call him the honey man. And we love going out to visit and getting a bucket of honey and some honey sticks, honey candies and things. But in a pinch, you could pick these up at like a World Market store, or probably a TJ Maxx or something like that. Amazon also works. All right, but they call them honey straws. So look for honey straws or honey sticks, and you could find them. But to keep with our bee theme, I pulled in where did my, there we go. All right, Fluffiest Friends bundle. And if you're wondering where this came from, this is not in a catalog. This is an online exclusive that Stampin' Up! Released in November of 2023. All right, it's still available. It's got some really cute fluffy friends on here, some cute critters, particularly the little honey bear. And it's got some great dies. And one of the dies that it has, all right, you've got the little dome for the beehive. You've even got a branch and a little honeycomb, a little beehive there. I'm going to use the dome. All right, and then I'm also going to use the die cut for my bear. We're going to do that a little bit later on for our bag tag. So I'm going to keep that handy. All right, so I'm going to use some Daffodil Delight paper and a 3.5 sheet, just a 3.5 square. It works perfect for that. Put your die on here, and voila, you've got a little dome. Okay, little beehive. But it doesn't look super realistic. It's just kind of flat like that. So here comes our Softly Sophisticated bundle. This is a Sale A Bration item, currently available during January and February of 2024 here. This is a free with $100 purchase because you get both the Softly Sophisticated stamp set and the embossing folder. And I love this embossing folder because it has this kind of this, not really diamond, hexagon. I'm gonna call it a hive pattern. I thought it worked really well. So if you take your beehive here and insert it into the embossing folder, and then just line the bottom up along this line. All right, kind of center it on here. Close that, whoop. Okay, hold it tight. There we go. Close it. All right, this is a 3D embossing folder, which means it's thicker. So you're going to do, if you're using your Stampin' Cut and Emboss or your Big Shot, whichever one you've got there, you're going to do your base. All right. Stampin' Cut and Emboss, it's base number 1. With your Big Shot, it's just the base with no tabs. All right, your embossing folder, make sure you insert it with the fold side in. And then you're going to use gray plate number 4. If you're using your Big Shot, then you would use the blue adapter plate, okay? But that is what it looks like. Just your base, your embossing folder, and then your adapter plate here. Ah, hi Luann. Yes, glad you popped in. You don't want to miss me at 3. Of course, that's an important reason to hit that notification bell and make sure you're subscribed, because that way you'll get a little email that says Just Beat Creative Cardiology is live. All right, so you do that. You run it through your softly sophisticated folder, and then this is what you get. How cute is that? Is that not the best little hive, honeycomb hive design? I thought that worked really well. All right, so that's what we've got there. All right, so to do this, I'm also going to use just, if you have a regular 1/8 inch hole punch, which is like your standard school hole punch size, or I still have a Crocodile. All right, love this thing. And certain you could probably get it at, wherever, or Amazon. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell them anymore, but you're going to come in about 1/2 inch from the bottom, approximately the center, and then do the same thing, come in approximately 1/2 inch from the top. All right, you're going to punch 2 holes in your beehive there. This works good. So we're going to start, you can start at the top or the bottom, but you're going to insert your honey stick. You do have to kind of wiggle it in there. It's kind of nice they have pointed, sharp, pointy edges, but just gently work that in. All right, and then come up through the back. And again, just gently work that in, stretch the paper a little bit. If yours tears a little bit, that's okay. We can salvage that. But you are threading the honeycomb here onto your honey stick. All right, so that's what we're starting with. And then of course we need to decorate this a bit. So I'm using a sentiment label. I wanted something long that would fit the sentiment, "You are sweet as honey." I mean, that's perfect, right? For for something like this. All right, so I wanted something that was long enough for that. So I used the dies from the Sending Smiles stamp set. Hi, Margaret. Hello, hello. Sending Smiles is still in the Stampin' Up! Annual catalog. I believe the stamp set is sold, there's a cute little card, is sold separately from the dies now. But the dies here have some really great sentiment labels. So I used the longest one. Of course, you could, any of these would be cute, sunshine to brighten your day, but it fits with this, "You are sweet as honey." All right, so that's what I used for this. And again, we're gonna use that tuxedo black memento ink for this. All right, so we're carrying out that little honeybee, bumblebee theme. Okay, so we're gonna stamp that right on there. I normally tell you not to rock your stamps, but with something like this, the sentiment is just a tad larger than the paper. That way you make sure you actually get the full stamp there on the label. All right, that came out really nice. Now for this, you need either your mini dimensionals or take the edge pieces here. Actually just opened a brand new sheet of dimensionals, but just take a couple edge pieces. All right, and that will fit perfectly along the back side of our label. Now I put that over just a little bit too far on the end. You don't want to go right up to the end because the label overhangs our honeycomb, okay? So come in just a little bit from the edges for that. All right, and you really just need 2. Your straw is gonna go here in the middle, so do the left and right sides. All right, and then put this down here. This is a good way, like if you were to tear a little bit of your hole punch fitting your honey stick through, you could put your sentiment label a little bit lower and kind of hide any tear that you've got. All right, and then that just fits right there. It makes it's nice and snug. It's not going to slip off. All right, we need a bumblebee for our beehive. All right, that is the next step here. And for that, I am going to show you a tip for using the Build-A-Bee. I think that's the best way to say it, the Build-A-Bee with the coordinating punch here. So I've got some scrap of basic white from previously dyed, cutting a bunch of circles here. All right, and I'm gonna lay my punch upside down, because what I'm going to do is then take my stamps. We need our bee body. So I'm going to put this, the dome side, I want it flat side up. So gently just kind of place it onto the back side of your punch. Okay. And then we're going to take the heart for the wings. And again, you want that flat side up. Gently place that on top. And then we've got our little antenna here. All right, you can fit your antenna right on top of that little heart. And again, you want these flat side up, just fit them right in there. And then if you take a block at your, let me see, which one is this? Your D block. All right, the D block fits perfectly, and then stick that right on top of your punch here, and even just hold it a little bit and tip it over. And there you go. We have, all right, I think that shows I need to wash my cling stamps a little bit because I've been using them a ton. All right, so what that is supposed to do is when you put your stamps on the back side here, all right, then that gives you the right position that you could pick them up on your block. Okay, so that's one way to do it. The other way to do it, if your stamps are grimy like mine, is go ahead and punch. Let's see, I might need, all right, here we go. Punch into your paper, all right. Then you could also fit your bee body, your hearts, and your antenna. All right, fit them into the negative piece there, and then press your block on top. All right, so you could try both ways, see which one works for you, that you like best. The great thing with that is then they are in position, so grab yourself a fresh end of paper here, and you could stamp these all at one time. You could use your markers, whatever you're ready to do. So in this case, I'm going to use a little bit of the Memento Black for my antennas. All right, so I'm just using the corner of the ink pad to get that inked up. And then I've got some petal pink. Again, use the corner of the ink pad, using the petal pink for the heart. And then we are going to use some Daffodil Delight for our bee body. Again, use the edge of the ink pad. Okay, you could use your markers too, or if you've got Stampin' Spots, like the ones that come in the paper pumpkin kits or the kids collection, that would work great too. All right, that way you can stamp them all at once. All right, looks good. All right, stamp them all at once. Grab your punch, and then they are in position. I'm gonna stamp my my stinger on here first, all right, just so I can have that already lined up, my stripes with my stinger. Okay, here we go. Okay, and then grab a little, grab your little smiley face. All right, you got several different expressions that you could place on your bee. Of course, like a happy face. So we're gonna put just a little happy face on our bee. All right, now he's ready to be punched out. Okay. There we go. Oops, my stinger's a little crooked there. All right. There we go. Okay. So we'll assemble our bee. I do want to stamp the detailed wing image. All right, so we've got our solid wing, and then we have the little detailed wing. I'm gonna stamp that first. So you can use the same color, you could use a different color. I like tone on tone, makes it nice and dark there. Okay, just a little subtle tone on tone with that. All right, so we are going to use some glue dots to attach. Oops, they're unwinding on me. All right, so there we go. There's our antenna. And there's our wings. All right, so put your glue dots just at the very tip of the heart of the points there. Okay, and then you can put your antennas on, and then your wings. All right, I'm gonna fill that in with a little bit of black marker afterwards, but go ahead and put your dimensionals on your bee here. All right, and then place that onto your honeycomb. And again, if you put it up there, if you tear it a little bit as you're inserting your honey stick, nobody will ever notice. All right, and then I'll use just a little bit of black marker for my bee, for my tail. I got the stripes lined up perfectly, but his little stinger is a little off center. So this is what it would look like there. So we've got a couple of really cute party favors here, our square pillow boxes and our little honeycomb bee honey stick toppers here. All right, super cute. Oh, Luann has been inventorying her stamp sets. Oh, you're missing your Sending Smiles stamp set. I bet you put it in a very safe place. Alrighty. Okay, so there's a couple of projects. Now I'm going to show you how to make a cute little bag, a One Sheet Wonder bag, and an adorable little tag topper or just a gift tag for your bag as well. Okay, so let's just move these projects out of the way just a little bit. Now when it comes to making your gift bag, I want to do one that's one sheet, and you could put little cards or a little gift or something in there. I am using, again, the Be Mine Designer Series paper in 12 by 12. And so with this, to make it fit on one sheet, then your bag is going to be 1 inch deep. All right, so I designed this so that it could fit regular size cards and envelopes. And if you take into account here in North America and the US, a standard size card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And of course your envelope is about 1/8 inch bigger than that. Okay, these are 5 3/4 by, or 4 3/8 by 5 3/4. Okay, so about 1/8 of an inch bigger. So that meant if I'm gonna fit a couple of cards or, any kind of little gift. I wanted it to be just a little bit bigger, but I still wanted to have it work on just one sheet of designer series paper. So my panels, all right, the front and back of my bag, the width of my bag is going to be 4 3/4. Okay, so our envelopes again are 4 3/8. All right, and so I measured so that they would be 4 3/4, which means that you have room for your bag to be 1 inch deep. So I would say this would fit about 4 cards and envelopes, as long as they're not too bulky here. Okay, and then when you're determining how tall you want your bag to be, okay, so I knew that the bottom needs to be 1 inch. All right, the bottom, anytime you make a gift bag, your bottom measurement is going to be equal to your width, to your side measurements. Okay, so since my side measurement is a 1 inch, then my bottom measurement is also 1 inch. All right, and then of course my envelopes are 5 3/4, and I don't want my envelopes poking out the top, so I decided that my bag should be 6 inches. All right, the center portion of my bag should stand 6 inches tall. And because our paper is double-sided, I wanted to add enough room at the top so that I could flip over and show that other side of the designer series paper. And I wanted a 1.5 inch flap. All right, so you could adjust this depending on if you want just a little flap. I wouldn't go any smaller than 1 inch. All right, but this is a smaller bag, so I felt 2 inches was too big. All right, I thought 1.5 was perfect. Okay, so given those measurements, our paper, all right, is the 12 inches. That's the standard. And I cut the top off, cut it down to 8.5. So I'm 8.5 inches by 12 inches. So you will have a little bit of paper left over. You'll have a 3.5 inch strip that you could use for another project. All right, so not even a full sheet. Okay, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. The first thing we are going to do all right, your first thing you're gonna do is the bottom of your bag. Okay, so I'm using the honey jar pattern, so you want to make sure your bags or your honey jars are right side up. Okay, so we're going to score the bottom at 1 inch, and when you're doing this, this is Stampin' Up's scoreboard. If I'm doing a lot of scoring measurements, I really like this board because you've got measurements on the top and the side. Of course, if you have the Stampin' trimmer with the measurements on it too, that will work fine. I like being able to fit everything here on this board. The platform is 12.5 inches by 12.5, so you can fit a whole sheet on here, and it's nice and sturdy, and your stylus clips in down here at the bottom, which is great. All right, so the Stampin' stylus here has 2 tips. We have a bigger tip and a smaller tip. Because designer series paper is it's thin, all right? It's thinner than your traditional cardstock. So I'm going to use the bigger tip because I don't want to make my score lines too deep. I don't want to risk cutting right through my paper. I don't want to cut my paper, I just want to score it. So I'm going to gently score the bottom here at 1 inch, all right, all the way across. And then I'm going to go up here to the top, and I want my top to be 1.5 inches. So since it was 8.5 minus 1.5, that brings me to 7. All right, so I'm going to go all the way across the top at the 7 inch mark. Okay, so that's all the lines for that end. Now we're going to rotate it, all right, and put the top against our grid here. And like I said, our edges are going to be, it's going to be 1 inch thick. So we're going to score at 1 inch all the way down. And then we're going to count over 4 3/4 inches. All right, so 1 4 3/4 brings us to 5 3/4. We're gonna score there. Then of course we need some depth for the other side of our bag. So 5 3/4 plus 1 is 6 3/4. All right, and 6 3/4 plus 4 3/4. So there's a 3/4 and 4. All right, brings us up here to 11 1/2. I'm gonna score it again. And that leaves us a 1/2 inch edge, which will actually be used to bring our bag all the way around and secure it, okay? What I'm also going to do is in the folds, I realize it's a little bit hard to see. Maybe you can see it a little bit better on the back side. All right, so on the sides of our bag, because I want to be able to necessarily gusset them, but I want them, you know, you want to be able to like close your bag and have it fold flat, you know, if you're not using it. So I went in here. All right, right in here. All right, the first side of the bag is 1 inch. So I went in at the 1/2 inch mark and made a score line down the side. All right, so that my bag will have that crease in it. And then I went up here into the other side, which is between the 5 3/4 and 6 3/4 mark, and scored it there at 6 1/4. All right, to put another crease down the inside of my bag. All right, now what do? At the very, very top of the bag, all right, that's that 1 1/2 inch section, I put a piece of tear and tape because I want the edge of my bag flap, I want to fold that over to reveal the pattern from the other side. All right, and it's not exactly necessary to secure it down, but I liked to do that because then it makes it a little bit more sturdy. It's not going to flop open. All right, so I'm just going to fold that down. So now you can see the top of the bag. So it's starting to take shape a little bit. I'd already put a little bit of tear and tape on there, but there we go. Okay, so where else do we need tear and tape? We need tear and tape at this 1/2 inch flap, all right? The 1/2 inch piece here that is going to secure our bag closed, all right? So when we bring it all the way around, that 1/2 inch flap is going to secure to the side of our bag, okay? So you need tear and tape along that edge. And then you also need down here at the very bottom flap of your bag. So you've got 2 flaps, but one is gonna fold under and the other is gonna go on top. So just on one of these panels, it doesn't matter which one, I like to put 2 strips of tear and tape. If we were to fold this is the bottom of the bag. All right, so you're gonna put a piece along the crease and then a piece along the edge. All right, that's all we need there. Now, I'm gonna grab this out of the way and we're gonna bring in our paper snips, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're going to snip this 1 inch square at the bottom. We're gonna come up from the bottom right up to the score line, okay? That's gonna be one of the bottom of the bag tags. All right, we're going to snip again. Here, this is the other side of the bag. So this is gonna make a little flap, okay? And then over at the far right, this little 1/2 inch piece, we're gonna snip that right off, okay? So you can just throw that little piece away. And then as far as the little flaps on the bottom of the bag, sometimes I like to come in and angle them. Come in from the bottom and right up to the top and just angle them a little bit. Just cut out a little triangle. All right, that just makes it a little bit easier to fold. Again, just right up to the fold line or the score line there. Okay. All right. Nobody's really gonna see those because that's at the very inside bottom of the bag, but it does help to make it fold just a little easier. Okay, so you can see this starting to take shape. We've got an edge, a center panel, an edge, center panel, and then this little 1/2-inch strip that holds it all together. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's fold our bag in. Okay, so what I've done is, okay, so that's the top, flip it over. All right, then bring in that center panel with your 1/2-inch flap, fold that over. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna remove the top of the tear and tape from that 1/2-inch panel. And then we're gonna fold our edge, all right, that 1-inch edge piece right over. Look at that, lines, oh, I mean, I could not have done that any better. Look at that, even the wording on my honey jar lines up, all right, very nice. Okay, so you can see we've got our bag. Go ahead and kind of burnish that a little bit. All right, you can even see here how the edges of our bag, all right, you can fold those in. Okay. All right, it's taking shape. So now we need the bottom of our bag. So we're gonna fold in those little flaps, all right, that we had trimmed. And then you're going to fold down the piece that has your adhesive, your tear and tape on it. All right, so go ahead and remove that backing from your tear and tape. Okay. Okay. All right, so fold that down and then fold the other piece right up over the top. All right, pinch it nice. Now we have our bag. Is that not the cutest thing ever? All right, so it was an 8 and we started with an 8.5 by 12-inch strip of designer series paper. All right, and then we gusseted the edges so that it fits all nice. All right, so pinch the top here and then use your hole punch or your crocodile, whatever you've got. I like the crocodile because it's sturdy enough that it will punch through all 4 layers of designer series paper here. So we're gonna use, again, I'm gonna go ahead and use the 1/8, all right, the larger hole. And I'm gonna come in about an inch from the side and about halfway down my flap. That's another reason to do a little folded edge at the top of your bag. Not only does it make it look more finished, but it makes it a little bit more sturdy as well. All right, so we're cutting the holes at the top. That is for our ribbon. Okay, so again, we're gonna use that Sweet Sorbet ribbon. Okay, there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can pull it in and do a little knot. Right, this ribbon is a little bit thin, so depending, if you've got a thicker ribbon, you could do that. A thin ribbon, if you knot it, it might pull all the way through. So I don't want my ribbon to pull all the way through. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just measure a 12-inch, well, that's 12-inch. Let's go with 13 for good measure, okay? So I'm doing a 13-inch ribbon, all right, for one side. All right, and then I'm gonna do 13 for the other because I want my handles, of course, to be, the same length. Okay, so we're gonna come in from the edge. All right, I'm gonna poke in from the other edge. All right, and then I'm gonna bring the ends together and we're gonna just do a little knot. Just a little knot in those ends. That way they can't pull through either of the holes, okay? So just really little knot, and then we've got a nice nice little handle, okay? Sturdy handle, the knots on the inside. Do the same thing on the other side here. Oops, there we go. Poke the end in. And then the other end. Okay. Bring the ends together, do a little knot. Okay. Pull it tight. All right, there we go. We have the cutest little gift bag, and it's perfectly sized, so you can fit several cards and envelopes in here. Like I said, I think 4 full-size cards would be about perfect. I've got some swap cards here. So I got 4 cards, and if I did 4 envelopes, okay, so let's put our envelopes inside and our 4 cards. All right, yes, so that fits perfectly. All right, 4 cards and envelopes, you've got room, you can grab them out, but again, you don't want it to be too bulky. You can have some layers, but not a lot of bulk. All right, so it's perfectly sized for that. And then if you're still with me, all right, give me a thumbs up if you're still here. Send me a little heart. All right, so we've got our pillow box. We've got our honeybee treat. All right, now we have our gift bag. And last but not least, I was gonna show you how to make just a cute little topper, a little tag for your gift bag. So I use the largest of the stylish shapes stitched circle dies, okay? So that's the largest one. Again, I'm gonna tuck that back in here, okay? So that's gonna be the top. And then this time I'm gonna use just a little scrap of basic white, and I wanted to use the cute little honey bear, all right? Kind of had the whole honeybee theme going, but I wanted to use the little bear. So I'm going to mount that onto my block. Well, I have written directions. I could probably put some measurements in the video comments. I should probably just do a blog post. That would be the easiest thing, and that way it would live there on my blog. So it will not be there right away, but if you give me a day or two, I will I'll let everybody know that I've got that up there, okay? All right, so yes, thank you for that, Luann. All right, so we stamped our honey bear, and I used the Tuxedo Black Memento ink for that, because then I'm going to die cut it and be able to, all right, again, this is the little honey bear from the Fluffiest Friends bundle. All right, stamp set and dies. This is online exclusive, so you won't find it in a catalog, but if you go to my online store and then look in the category under online exclusives, that is where you'll find it. So we've got a die for that. So I'm gonna run that through the die cut machine. All right, and we get the cutest little honey bear. So I'll be quick on this. All right, so I used pecan pie for the bear. I've got some Daffodil Delight for the honey, and then Sweet Sorbet because we need a little contrast, okay? So I followed the patterns from the designer paper, which used Sweet Sorbet and Daffodil Delight. The pink here is the Petal Pink, and then black. So I basically just drew my colors from the paper pack. I'm gonna start with the honey. All right, so we're going to use the dark and outline our honey. Come in here with the light and color that in, okay? Then I thought I would do the Sweet Sorbet for the pot. All right, so I had a little bit of contrast. So again, I'm gonna highlight with the dark. I'm gonna come right up around the edge there and then highlight those marks that Stampin' Up! Gave us. And then we're gonna come in and color with the light. Just use little circular strokes, okay? And then we're gonna do the rest in pecan pie. So I'm gonna come with my dark pecan pie. And again, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna highlight all of the black lines that Stampin' Up! Drew in here for us. So I'm gonna go around the ears and the top and around the chin. All right, come down, do the little hands holding the honey pot. You can trace some of those hairlines. I'm gonna come right around the pot too. All right, just so that it's a little bit easier when I come in and color. And then don't forget the legs and the feet. Love the little toe beans on the on the bear, the foot pads. All right, and then come down the side, and then you can go in and add some extra strokes there as well. All right, so that was for the dark. All right, quickest blends tutorial ever, and then come in with the light and just circle all over, okay? Careful under the chin and around the pot. All right, but then circle all over. Voila. All right, quick and easy. And we're going to apply our bear onto our stitch circle here. Use some Stampin' Dimensionals on that to pop them up. Okay. Let's see, stick the bear on the tag. All right, so that's gonna be the top. So go ahead, grab your hole punch again or your crocodile, whatever you're using, and just punch a hole at the top, all right? So that way you can attach this to your bag. All right. But if you're having a party and you're doing, you know, favors and you want to know, well, how do you distinguish which bag is, you know, is which? All right, give yourself a little bit of ribbon. Like, you want enough that you can actually tie it. Okay, so like 8 inches or so. All right, that's gonna go at the top. I'm not gonna tie it yet until we put it on our bag. So I wanted to introduce you. Real quick way to personalize these is the mini alphabet dies. All right, this is in the mini catalog as well, and you may have overlooked those. All right, in the index in the back, all right, they're shown on page 47. Here we go. All right, they also work through the mini cotton emboss, all right? But the dies, so one thing to know about these is, for the most part, the letters are one solid plate. So if you run this through, you're gonna get, all right, what you would get, 3 inches by 5.5 is the size that you'll need. And it will cut out that whole panel. The others are your like language symbols and your punctuation. If you just wanted to do, say the letter A's, you could put a little scrap of cardstock just on that section. But it's kind of nice if you do a whole panel, then grab yourself a clear envelope or something and you can have a whole little baggie full of letters, perfect for any occasion. But that's what I did. I ran a 3-inch by 5-inch piece of cardstock through with the dies. All right, put all my extra letters in the bag, all right, from my punch out here. So grab the letter for the names that you need. Okay, could be anything. Let me see here. All right, doesn't matter, any letter will do. All right, I used a little bit of, you can use a glue dot, liquid glue, a little bit of Stampin' Seal. All right, you're gonna put that right there next to the bear. Works perfect. And then finish it off with some little hearts and flowers. All right, let's see, let's do a little pink flower right down there. Is that not the cutest little tag ever? All right, it's perfect. Super cute, personalized with the initials of the recipient there. Okay, so I'm gonna show you one that I did for myself. Okay, so this is mine with the letter J for Just Be. All right, and then you'll take your gift bag, okay, just loop around the front handle and then bring the ends of your tag together. All right, pull them nice and snug. And now you have the cutest little tag for your bag. All right. So fun. Oh, Luann says she would do all kinds of colors. Oh, you know what you could do? You could use like a little embroidery box or like a bead box, and that way you could have enough little 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 compartments so that you could have a bag for each letter. Or you could be like me, put them all in one and then just dump them out. So handy little thing with the glass mat is the glass mat sits. I don't know if you guys, oops, sorry, you can see the edge. I'll tip it up a little bit. Right, the edge of my mat. Okay, so it sits up just a little bit. And the clear envelopes have a little flap on them. So what I did is if you insert the flap right underneath your mat, you can scrape anything off of your mat right into your bag. All right, worked perfectly. little tip there. Okay, so there we have it. Thank you guys. I know I didn't intend to be live for an hour today, but I wanted to show you just some fun party favors, treat packaging. Just bee theme is super cute, super popular, and really practical things that you could do, whether you're giving gifts to little people, or little gifts to people, it doesn't have to be little people. Party favors, maybe you're hosting a dinner and wanted a little table favor or something, or maybe you're invited somewhere and you wanted to take a hostess gift, all right? Or baby shower, as Wendy had mentioned, kids party, anything, but some fun little treat ideas for you. I did the bee themed using the Be Mine papers, but of course you could change that up. You can make your gift bag using any designer series paper that you have. All right, and you could change up the theme. You could do a little cow theme. We've got that cute little cow punch. Really, if you can dream it, you can make it. All right, but I hope you enjoyed these projects. Give it a try. Use them for your next party. All right, and if you enjoyed it, please make sure a thumbs up, like, subscribe. Be sure to share with your friends. You can go ahead and pin this video to Pinterest even. But thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave me a comment and tune in again on Friday for more stamping projects and fun ideas for you. All right, have a great afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Happy stamping. Enjoy the sunshine, and we'll see you soon. All righty, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.